My people, what in the world is happening to this country called Nigeria? The level at which Fulani Herdsmen are unaliving people, innocent Nigerians, is not only heartbreaking, it is beyond terrifying. It's like every day we wake up to a new horror story. And let me tell you, the most recent one that just happened in Plateau State is nothing short of a nightmare. Over 50 human lives, yes, more than 50 souls were wiped out in cold blood. Families, mothers, children, all gone, just like that. And for what? For simply existing in their own land. This is no longer just a security issue. This is a national emergency. And yet, the silence from those in power is deafening. Not long ago, the governor of Plateau State literally came out begging the federal government to intervene. He looked defeated, overwhelmed. The people he governs are dying like flies, and the help he pleads for seems to fall on deaf ears. And now, barely after that plea, another massacre has happened, another round of sorrow and unanswered questions. And you know the most frustrating part? When have you ever heard that even one of these Fulani herdsmen has been arrested? When? We keep hearing the same tired lines. We have deployed security agents. We are monitoring the situation. Always after the damage has been done, always after dozens are buried. It's almost like a routine now. What kind of country allows this? And where is our president in all of this? Oh, he's chilling in France, enjoying the good life while his people are being slaughtered like chickens. Nobody knows what he's doing there, and frankly, nobody is even sure if he cares. Let me be real with you guys. Nigeria is under siege. Our leaders know exactly what is going on. They just don't care. They act like it's chickens that are being slaughtered and not human beings. It's all politics for them. Dirty, dangerous politics played with the lives of the people who put them in power. Do you know what's even more painful? I heard that in this most recent attack, an entire family of 8 was wiped out. 8 human beings gone in the blink of an eye. How do we sleep at night knowing that this kind of horrors are happening? Watch this video for yourself. See the pain, hear the people, feel the fear.
Now this time, leaving 52 confirmed deaths so far and many others injured. The latest incident on Sunday night was a brutal attack in Zike and Kpai communities in Basa local government area. Arise correspondent Douglas Francis reports that the incident has left the affected communities in grief as survivors recount the horror.
As Plateau State residents struggle to come to terms with the recent attacks in Bokos local government area, where over 80 persons were killed and communities displaced, yet another attack has hit Zike and Kpai communities in Kwali district of Basa local government area, where 52 persons were killed in cold blood at night. Residents of the community who trooped out in large numbers, pouring out their hearts to the government and security agencies demanding urgent intervention. Chairman of the Arewa Youth Development Association tells journalists that the attackers arrived in the early hours on Monday, where they shot sporadically and killed many victims while asleep.
Yesterday night, we received a distress call. The Fulani came in mass, in numbers, and they attacked this particular village that we are seeing. And today we record a huge number of casualties. This thing is still reoccurring in this state and in this local government. As you all know, we signed a peace pact with these people, but it never worked. And I don't think we'll ever go into such agreement again, because I look at that as a mere mirage. It's just a mess to us, because you agree on something that the other party is not following.
Many here say the attacks are becoming too many as the Arewa nation is under siege. They want the federal government and security agencies to put a stop to the attacks.
as usual on their normal activities, having their normal night, observing their normal day, night, and all of a sudden this unfortunate event, these marauders, these bloodsuckers, visited them early hours of today. We have passed several motions. We have called on the state government to these ugly incidents. We have profound solutions. We have asked that settler campuses of insecurity should be opened in border states.
Situation of what happened. So Fulani Herdsmen invaded this community, killed and macheted the Irigwe people. I am telling you, the situation is very disheartening, very sad to see. If you turn your camera to look at women, children, aged crying, you will yourself, even as journalists, also join in shedding tears because the situation is bad. To say a single attack, over 50 people have been killed.
Yeah, if I will give you the account of women that lost their husband, we have about 570 something women that Fulani people killed their husband. We have so many widows and orphans in this community. So we are tired. This thing enough is enough. We want Fulani people to stop doing all this thing that they are doing to Yoruba people. We don't want them.
Despite the security measures put in place by the state government in tackling insecurity, the residents say it is yet to yield positive results.
And in his first reaction, Governor Caleb Mutfwang calls for calm following the attacks. He says proactive steps will be put in place to forestall further attacks.
At about midnight into early this morning, over 100 militia bandits descended on one of the communities in Paul district of Bassa local government, leaving in their trail a number of dead bodies and destroyed houses. We've just deliberated and taken information, debriefing from the heads of security on all that transpired, and we are trying to establish what actually happened, why it happened, so that we can be able to address the situation. At the moment, the situation there is calm, and we've tried to plead with the people, restrain them from any reaction that will further escalate the situation. And we are glad that the youth of that community were able to listen to us. At the moment, we are discussing very far-reaching decisions that we will take in order to avert possible future occurrences. Details of some of these decisions will be made available in my broadcast to the state tomorrow. In the meantime, I want to reassure the people of Plateau State that we are truly on top of this situation and will go to any length to be able to forestall further occurrence. At the moment, I'd like to encourage our people all over the state that please, whatever intelligence you pick up, no matter how irrelevant you think it is, please do let us know. We are ready to protect the source of our information so that no life will be in jeopardy. Because we realize that if we don't get sufficient intelligence, we will not be able to react as we should.
I'm being joined now on the that's on the line from Jos by correspondent Douglas Francis for the latest in these developments. Thank you so much for joining us, Douglas. What can you give us in terms of updates on the attacks on Bassa in Plateau State?
Thank you, Madam. The situation on the Plateau right now, especially in Zika and the Kimapa, where this incident happened, is quite sad, pathetic, and that of grief from the locals. Because according to eyewitnesses that we spoke to when we went to the communities, they said yesterday or early hours this morning at about 12:30 to 1 that, most of the locals were sleeping, and these marauders coming from the border from Kaduna State invaded their communities and started shooting. In fact, in one of the villages that we went to, a family of 8, the father, the mother, and the 6 children were completely wiped out. So it has been so pathetic that even security men are on ground, both the police and the Nigerian military, to forestall, any further issues that will arise. But for the residents, it has been a grief in their locality where they are not happy with what is happening. That's the situation we find ourselves currently.
No doubt is a case of sorrow, tears, and blood on the plateau, and just like you said, the grief on the part of the locals there cannot even be described. Now, when you say that security agencies putting up some kind of beefed up security, this is not the first attacks on the plateau. What can you tell us about attempts by the military agencies to ensure that this does not happen again?
Okay, yes. For the military, to be quite sincere, the military under the Operation Safe Haven have been trying their best because when the former GOC, Major General Abubakar Abdul Salam, was in Jos, he tried to, under his command, he tried to hold critical stakeholders meeting with the various groups, both the herdsmen and the farmers, where he retreated, pleaded with them for the need for peace. And not only that, he also set up some military base within the communities, and they signed a series of peace pacts. In fact, before he left, he had an expanded stakeholders meeting where headers and farmers came, the locals, they came and signed an agreement that there will be no more crisis or any issue in the locality. And the both parties signed that agreement, and when he left for some time, we didn't have any issue of attack until few days ago, where in one of the villages in Miango, there was an attack and 3 people were killed. From there, it became an issue. And when this incident happened in Bokos local government, where over 80 people lost their life, it started creating apprehension and tension within this flashpoint, because Basa local government have been on the spotlight. If you recall previous years, both Miango, Kwal, and other areas within that locality have been having issue of incessant attack. But to be fair on the military, they've tried. But of course, one surprising thing is, after the stakeholders meeting, after the agreement with the various factions, when they go back, the question that is begging for answer is, what do they tell their locals? What do they tell their people? What message do they pass to their people that at the end of the day, they still come back and we face these attacks?
Yes, so I mean, $1 million question there. Finally, before I let you go, Douglas, I've been hearing from the president when he says that long-standing ethnic and religious, tensions behind these killings. Initially, we thought it was a herder, farmer situation, and he's pushed it back to the governor to do something, drastically about the situation in Plateau State. What exactly is the sense on ground on the streets of Plateau as to the root causes of this crisis?
Okay, now, the locals, what they are saying is, we are not chasing foreigners out of Plateau State. But what we are saying is, if we are staying in a particular place, there are rules and regulations that need to be followed. And for some time, these issues have, been working well, where foreigners come and they settle here and they don't have issues. But the major issue is, since 2001, when we had the first crisis on the plateau, from there it kept nosediving. From there, 2008, where we had the local government issue, 2009 up to 2010. And if you recall, there was a period that in Dogonahawa, over 500 people were killed. And from there, the center could not hold. But the major issue now is, the problem on the plateau from investigation is about land grabbing. It's about control. Because most of the places that these issues have happened, when they attack, these headers, alleged, try to take over the community. Take for instance, where it happened in Manguna, where we went to, that is Ite, one of the communities. When we got there, we spoke to the locals, and they said by 3 a.m. in the afternoon, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, these marauders came from nowhere, started shooting at them. In fact, the villager said he was sleeping when these people came, invaded the community, and virtually killed over 40 people on the spot. And when you ask the locals what it is, they say, these are people we know. We share boundaries with them. In fact, while we were coming back, something drastic happened. The SSG, secretary to the government of the state, and some journalists and security personnel were attacked. They shot at us. Thank God for the vigilante of the security that were on ground who repelled the attack. And from there, you could see some of these, marauders walking around in the community. So I think the major growth here is about land grabbing and terrorism and drastic measures for the state government. The state government, he has tried his best. He's putting in serious measures. We have the Operation Safe Haven. We have the local vigilante that is also doing their best So that is the major challenge we're having on the plateau.
Douglas, you have put it succinctly. Thank you so much for joining us. And we can only hope that not just you stay safe, but people on the plateau will find peace and safety.
They pretend like say we know the Siam. They eat Tinubu, you the Siam. I met Tinubu, Bola, you the Siam. Oh, you there vacation. Kashim Shatima, you the Siam. The north is bleeding. People of God, the north is bleeding. Arewa, I'm not hearing your voice. The north is bleeding. The people that gather for under this grass, so the cells that they bury people in mass. That grass, so that human being leg you receive from there. These people are burying their husbands, their children, their wives in numbers. We are all carrying the news as if it's normal. It's normal. They are counting dead bodies as if the pepper fruits that they shed. It's normal. Governor Mufon said, the Plateau governor, what are you doing? Watch your interview. You are taking time to highlight that President Tinubu has been checking in on you people because not be your children died. Not be your wife died. Now why if you pick the call? Are you gonna stand up from there and like a soldier, or you want to keep cowarding? Even in this situation, you are working for the president. You have the time to acknowledge the president. Northern youths, what are you doing? No, let me understand. Why is there no flyer going round saying justice for Plateau? That's the least you can do, Arewa. Justice for the North. Oh, you cannot talk amongst yourself. You cannot defend yourself. You don't criticize yourself. All of you are the crazy. You are not tired of burying your children. You are not tired of burying your fathers. Even counting communities, and they have taken only 64 communities. Fulani Herdsmen go enter your village, kill everybody, burn everybody. You are counting.
Let's talk about the hypocrisy too. You all remember the Uromi killings, right? When that tragedy happened, northern voices flooded social media, making noise, issuing threats, condemning. But now, with these killings happening in their side, where are those same voices? Why is there so much silence when it comes to calling out their own people? Where is that same energy? What kind of society are we living where mass buying of people have become so normal that people return to their daily routines like nothing happened? It's like we have become numb, desensitized to our own pain. And to make matter worse, our president is nowhere to be found. The vice president also missing in action. Let's not sugarcoat it. This country is in chaos, and those in charge are either pretending not to notice or they simply do not care. And that is what hurts the most. In a sane society where democracy is real, where leaders are held accountable, none of these so-called politicians would even smell power in the next election. But here in Nigeria, where everything can be bought with money, where corruption rules and wickedness thrives, anything goes. People are dying, families are being wiped out, and all we get are press releases and empty condolences. Watch this video again and ask yourself, where is our president?
At least 51 people who have been killed in fresh attacks in Plateau, and we can't just look away as a nation. Yes, we've been talking about it as at News Central here, but I'll say to Joe that I feel that as a nation, we have failed the people of Plateau State. I don't know if we're making as much noise. It just feels like business is going on as usual. People are dying, people are being slaughtered, families are being wiped out, and we're just continuing with life like it's business as usual.
All Nigerians have been failed. Yes, it is simply that, the late Chinua Achebe wrote a novel a long time ago. There was a country. I think there was a country, because we no longer have a Nigeria. I'm saying that with all sense of responsibility. We are lying to ourselves if we think that what is going on, people can't understand it. In any case, where is your president?
He has given instructions.
Joe, where is your president? In the 2 weeks, or getting to 2 weeks that he's been away, well over 130 something people have been slaughtered. First over 80 in Bokos local government, now 52 confirmed. And if 52 is confirmed, don't be surprised. At the end of the day, it could be well over 100 people.
Conservative estimate.
Now, and the president, in any other country, I continue saying this, in any other country where this happens, the president will cut short whatever he's doing, whether he's on vacation, whether he's on medical tourism. The president is needed here. He said the man is there writing a letter and saying the governor of Plateau State should take responsibility when the commander-in-chief is away.
Okay, that's the big story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. 51 feared killed in fresh Plateau attack, killings in Benue, Plateau State's genocidal war, MBF says. It's an inexcusable security failure, Amnesty International says. Resolve underlying communal issues in your area, Tinubu tells Plateau governor. You know, it's a shame, like you said, that we have failed the people of Nigeria. So today is Plateau. Yes. Yeah. We're shifting. I was taking it back when I saw that instruction saying that the governor should have the political will to end the security.
Let's ask Mr. Amici. Looking at the constitution and the powers the governor has, he has a political will. Let's assume he has everything that is given to him. What can he do in his powers as executive governor of Plateau State to stop all of this?
Look, we have a constitution that says the governor is the chief security officer of the state, but that's only on paper. In reality, the president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and you need to understand, okay, look at what is going on in RiversState now. In a country where the president could wake up in the morning and literally sack an elected governor without any repercussions whatsoever. To what extent is the governor the chief security officer of the state? A governor that cannot even give instruction, directive, to the commissioner of police
of the state,
unless you are in the good books of the president. Otherwise, the man will be there and will give counter instructions, and they will even withdraw your security details. So, what can Mufwang, governor of Plateau State, do in the circumstance? Who does he control? Other than arming local vigilante, what can he do? And in any case, he can't even arm local vigilante because he can't even buy guns for them. Look, where I blame the governor is that everybody is being politically correct. Your people are being slaughtered like animals every day. And you are still being politically...
I mean, but no governor wasn't politically correct. Governor Zulum, he spoke out.
Exactly. Yeah. You are still being politically...
And we've seen action.
Correct. Speaking tongue-in-cheek and saying that camp has been restored. There's something he said 2 weeks ago.
And we saw what happened yesterday.
And we saw what happened yesterday. And what? You know, here we are so religious, we say that God forbid. The truth of the matter is that it is still going to happen again.
All right, let's hold on. We have a call from London. We have Ade calling. Good morning. Thank you for calling. Please go ahead.
Good morning, please. This is my first time of...
Ade, can you please speak up? I'm trying to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. I'm hoping
your line is quite faint.
It's quite faint.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. I totally condemn what happened in Jos. And I'm not in support of the president staying outside the country. He should relocate to Plateau State. Because life of human beings are being wasted by chicken. Even you can't kill chicken this way. 50 died last week, 50 died today. I mean, look at that woman speaking, that's over 500 widows in Plateau alone, just 500. I mean, that's it. Even for one person, the president should relocate and take charge. There's nothing the governor can do. Because we had the governor speaking last week, telling us that even those few people that were arrested, powerful people in Nigeria are calling for them to be released. Who are these powerful people? Let them show us the face of those who are arrested. This thing can cause a lot of problems in Nigeria if they don't take it seriously. Because the American people, the American president is watching. Because that's the master of Nigeria now. If America stop, we change. So they should do something quickly. Because start losing life like because of cow. I don't know. Cow is not valued than a human being life. So this is condemnable. I don't like it. I'm not happy about this. So that's my country, Nigeria.
Thank you, Ade, for calling. I think your last event was that it will happen again.
It will, because there is no deterrence. And okay, look, Olive, the massacre that was carried out 2 weeks ago, how many people were arrested?
None.
Where are they? Is anybody being tried for that crime? Yet, 16 people were killed in Uromi, and the whole country was almost going to come down on everybody. The governor of Edo State had to go to Kano to beg, to plead, and people groups were giving ultimatum. Unless this is done, this will be done. Yet people are being killed in the Middle Belt, in Benue, in Plateau, almost on daily basis. Hundreds. Can you imagine any other country where you wake up in the morning and all you hear is that 52 people have been murdered,
and we move on?
And 1 day, 2 days, this thing will be in the media in the next couple of days, and everybody will forget it until the next major massacre will happen.
How long are we going to keep? How do we pray for Plateau? Do we pray for Benue?
What exactly is President Bola Tinubu's responsibility? If a government cannot guarantee the safety of the lives and property of the citizenry, which is the primary responsibility of any government, everything is secondary. If you cannot guarantee the security of the people, then why are you there? Why are you there? And we're playing politics, and people are talking about 2027. On what basis will Tinubu be re-elected in 2027 if this were to be a democracy?
Let's take this call from when he comes calling from Abuja. Good morning, Onyeka.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah.
You. Good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
And talk to us.
Oh yeah, yes. Thank you very much. I mean, so I'm trying to support your guest speaker. Actually, what he's saying is that's my own, sort of view as well. What happened in Plateau State is that wrenching. It's crazy. I don't know the word to qualify. You see, this keeps happening. And the truth about it is that my guest friend, the guest speaker, I said earlier, said the comment of the Mr. President I had this morning, who says in France as we speak that the governor the governor wasn't in, I spell it correctly, should take charge. Take charge like how? Like your guest speaker is saying. Take charge like that. It's not possible. The state apparatus the powers of the rise of the presidency. The system that's being run is that the president controls the IG, the service, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So the governor then in the Plateau can't do nothing. Honestly, because that's the truth. Let me tell you, just like the guest speaker is saying, if this is happening now, is anything to go by. And if we are running democracy, which we are not, then Mr. Tinubu, the Mr. President, should be jittery. Should be knowing that this whole thing is going to work against him in 2027. But because we already know that the election has won ahead of time in 2027, we know everything. So it's unfortunate. Great. Honestly, I thank your news central, the level of your reporter, their coverage. I must say this, but on a serious note, we are making no headway. The militia, the people grabbing land, the Fulani, whatever you call them, we know their mission. We know they are here being supported by the government of the day. That's just the truth. It will happen again and again and again and again. How long blood will be shed in this country before we stand up? So that's my own small comment. I watch you people every day. I feel so sad this morning. Thank you so much.
Very much for calling.
Thank you. All right. Let's take a look at another paper very quickly. I know we haven't really touched on some of the papers. I'd like us to look at Nigerian Tribune. That's what we have. I know we've touched on it already. There's a point you made, and it has to do with a PDP governor saying no coalition, Dompanyan Udemkoye, named deputy secretary in acting capacity. We just took that story not quite long ago. But please, let's segue. Let's move to another newspaper. I want us to look at a particular topic. Let's look at The Nation. The Nation, please. Let's look at The Nation, since we've touched more on that. The Nation newspaper, NBA, 300 million collected from Rivers on unconditional gift. I'm sure you're aware of this story where the sole administrator has told them to please ensure that they return the 300 million naira since they no longer want to host the NBA conference in Port Harcourt. But before you react to that story, we have another caller who's calling from Port Harcourt. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Can you speak up, please, and go ahead?
Yes, I am trying to talk about the issue in Borno. It's a very disappointing one, and I think for all clarity, the governor shouldn't just hold his hand. He shouldn't be at all, because it is a team of his people. The people of that state are his people. If the presidency and the government are not doing anything, I think the best thing to do is they should equip their people. We can't continue in this form in this country. We can't continue to go to this nonsense where people kill our people all the time, and we should fold our hands and look at them. It is happening almost in every part of this country, and it is not accepted in any way. We have us, we can fight. We have us, we can do some of the things they do. So let us not just fold our hands and see our people being killed. And the security agencies in that state, I saw them calling a bit for what? They should be questioned. They should be questioned. When the people you are meant to secure die, it is very unacceptable, and it is not in a way to be accepted at all. These are my points. They shouldn't wait for the federal government. It is a state. They should fight for their rights and save their people. That is what the government should do.
Douglas, thanks for calling. Thank you. All right. It seems like insecurity is the conversation.
Yeah, and rightly so. I mean, how do you contest? We're talking 2027. If you're not alive to vote in 2027, how would you? I mean,
what measure of inhumanity is it?
Look, you can't make any progress. Nowhere. With the level of insecurity we have in this country, and this is not. Look, the bestiality, the way these people are going about this, Joe. Can you imagine in these latest killings in Basa, a family of 8, a man, the wife, and the 6 children.
I heard that.
Were wiped out.
Yeah.
How? Look, even the psychological impact of all this, the trauma. How can you live with this? There was a video someone sent to me yesterday. A woman who was driving with the husband and the daughter, and the car broke down. By the time they got out of the car to see what was the issue, these armed men came out of the bushes and took them away. They raped the woman in front of the husband, in front of the daughter. They raped the daughter, and they sodomized the husband. They have fled the country. They paid 8 million and were released after 5 days. They fled the country, and they vowed, they said they will never set foot again.
I think I saw that story.
Yes, they said they will never set foot again in Nigeria. That even when they die, that they should be buried outside the country. A lot of people have come to look. How do you explain this? That people can no longer go to their farms, and this is not only Benue, Plateau, Edo.
Even Ondo. Yes.
Even in the southeast.
Yes, southeast, and then
people are now forming all kinds of vigilantes to protect their community.
I mean, that's what would happen. Everyone will resort to self-help.
What kind of country is this?
So,
what kind of country is this? And we have people there, by another organization, statements every day, and if you talk, they insult you. They insult you. And these are the same things. Just yesterday, Tinubu, as an ordinary citizen, was condemning, financing all manner of protests. And today nobody can talk about this government. Nobody can even give, no matter how constructive your criticism is. Yesterday, the governor of Benue State, a reverend father, stopped P2B from visiting Benue State. P2B was going to IDP camp and to School of Nursing to give something to the people, the long-suffering people of Benue State. The governor stopped him from entering Benue State.
You don't buy the security concern response.
How? P2B said he tried many times to contact the governor. Of course, and the governor could not be reached. He got in touch with the ADC, who said the man was in a meeting and that he would tell him after. And there was no response. The following day, the ADC said he had not been able to reach his principal. And then P2B said, okay, I am contacting just for courtesy call. It's not as if it is necessary. And he proceeded only to be stopped and told what security concern, what has Reverend Anya done in all the killings. And look, the point we are not emphasizing enough is that this governor of Plateau State, Move One, recently said about 52 communities in Plateau State have been taken over by these bandits. They are literally occupied. And the people who live in these communities are not living in IDP camps because they have been checked out of their ancestral homes. They are not living in IDP camps. And you call yourself a citizen of a country and you cannot go to your home because you've been chased out by hoodlums and the government cannot guarantee your safety. Some of these people have been in IDP camps for almost 5 years. And we say this is a country, and we say you should be loyal, you should be patriotic, you should. I don't know, but I think we are gradually getting to a stage. Now, some people will argue whether it is a failed state or a failing state, but if you ask me, how else does the country qualify as a failed state when security of lives and property cannot be guaranteed? When in your own country you can't even live in your ancestral home? When people, most of them are not even Nigerians, have taken over and are sitting pretty in your ancestral homes while you are out there.
Are the security forces ill-equipped, overwhelmed, understaffed? What exactly is the problem? And can these people be talked to? Because, I mean, you can't shoot your way out of every situation. Are there non-kinetic ways we could use to deal with some of this violence? What do they really want? And, I mean, how much does unemployment and poverty also play in driving all this insecurity?
Can the security forces handle all these crises? Winger, if you ask me, I will say I doubt. We have about 240-something thousand soldiers, about 300-something thousand policemen, most of who are attached to VIPs. So in a population estimated to be over 200 million, there are so many ungoverned spaces in this country. The borders are very, very porous. We have no safe border. So these guys come in and they move out. Can the security people that we have now really do the job of securing all these places? I would say no. But the other side of the listen is that you're talking about non-kinetic means of solving the problem. Have these people told you what they want in the first place? How can you appease a man who wakes up in the morning, takes up an AK-47, goes into a village, people who are sleeping, and start butchering them for no reason whatsoever? For no reason whatsoever. How can you appease a people who chase out the ethnic communities that have lived in a particular place for ages and are occupying that place? How can you appease the people who take pleasure in dehumanizing?
Where is the leadership that is supposed to protect us? Where is the justice for the victims? My people, this is the reality we are now living in. Nigeria is burning. The people we elected are playing politics with our lives. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. Are you angry? Are you tired? Do you still have hope? Because honestly, something has to be done. If you are watching this and you still have a beating heart, please don't stay silent. Share this video, like it, comment your thoughts, and let the world know what is happening here. And please subscribe for more updates, because we must keep speaking up. We must keep telling the truth no matter how painful it is. Stay safe, stay informed, and as always, God bless you all.